So I went to a gentleman by the name of Mr. Ramsey. He was the editor of the Mirror newspaper. And if you know, one of the songs I sang was Lizzie and Joe. That was a sort of satire in the newspaper, where they will criticize people and of course hide behind it fictitious names or assumed names of Lizzie and Joe, and they would say things about people in the community and so on. So I went to that man who was the editor and told him to write me 2 songs, and what he gave me was rubbish. I said, well, let me take a shot of it. And then I wrote Lizzie and Joe. The owner of the paper is a monstration, and the chief editor is a Bajan. But no matter how I try, I can get to know the 2 people who write in Lizzie and Joe. That was the chorus, and that was my first song. What's wrong with married men nowadays? Why they have so much wicked ways? It's like they forget the laws of matrimony. They made in the church just recently. True love no longer exists. You know, and what? Well, I was appalled. You know, I'm a Roman Catholic, and we don't believe in adultery. We don't believe in abortion. We don't believe in, you know, that kind of behavior. And then to me, I used to say as a youngster, a lot of married guys have different girls and this, that, and that. So I just thought I might have sent them a message. You know, behave yourself, you know. Drive Old Man Drive was a man by the name of Mr. Woods, right? He lived in the United States all his life. And he came back here, you know, in his 80s, or close to that, and decided to buy a car. He was a hazard on the road. So, you know, people used to tease him as a youngster, drive, Old Man, drive, get off the road. So that song was about that. Mr. Woods used to get furious. So drive, Old Man, drive.
High cost of living, everything gone up so high.
Oh yeah, that was cost of living too high. Yeah, that was about, I was hitting the government too. They were knowing nothing about the surging prices of food in Montserrat. And as an agriculturalist, I thought people paying too much for food. So that prompted me to write that song.
Cost of living too high, it's too high. Prices up in the sky, the rum come down, so we can't buy. What we need here is price control on everything that's sold. So instead of making promise, they should do something about this. Hey!
And if you notice in that song, I use a kind of old, authentic calypso melody, because I didn't want to get the message lost. The government of the day refused to give salary increases to people, so they brought in a man named Dominelli who to review the whole situation and made reference in his song. And even that, there was no increase given to civil servants and workers, so I sang the song. Well, I was part of the Rum Side, but not a drop drinking rum. They were my friends. Sonic King, a couple of them deceased now. I think alcohol took them out, but some still like Gray and all them deceased, Sid Fergus. They used to drink indiscriminately as young guys. And I was a member of the group, the Rum Side, but not involved in drinking alcohol. Because, you know, I was a bodybuilder and a health freak. Never drank alcohol till years after I tried the thing on again. And they used to drink. Everywhere you go, they're drinking as a group, they crash parties. So I said, make way for the Rum Side, you know, make way for the drinking side. I was trying to tell them, stop drinking. And at least 3 members of that group I know died from alcohol-related damage to their liver. Oh, that was a dramatic situation in Montserrat, where the rain just started coming very light, and imagine what happened. Folk got now broke the banks, and you know, you won't afford that, I don't think. And you know, that was a main got inside in Plymouth, you know, more or less to the southern part. And the whole uptown was flooded, all over flooded.
Food in the market rot, water in the old pot. Samba house vanish, wool and the white
And the interesting thing, in the market now we had a public market just at the mouth of Fort Gut, just by the port. And people believe in all kind of nonsense. If they put this in their stalls, they'll get things sell. And the amount of funny little gadgets that were floating in the water in the market. I made reference to it in the song. And so it was amazing. People would do things, put little crosses, little men and certain corners in the stall to get sales and so. I actually did a version of it in Jamaica. I think sometime in the 90s there. We went there to do a show and we were stuck in the hotel for 3 weeks. I don't know if you know that. Then all the bridges got broken outside, did it over. We are Claro coming down. Talking about the rivers in Jamaica and thing. That was the message I sent to the politicians. Don't mess with me country. I sent to them politicians. I find that they were very selfish, just thinking about themselves, looking out for themselves and people suffering. So I tell Montserrat nice and dandy, Montserrat sweet and I don't mess with you.
In the times and tough times, they already started fight. But Mr. Politician, do nothing to hurt this man. Party or no party, leave the country irate. Don't mess with the country. Don't mess with the country. Montserrat sweet and dandy, Montserrat nice and irate. Don't mess with the country. Don't mess with the country. We don't want nobody spoil up the country.
Yeah, in 1983, it was that idea came to me Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, because we go house to house on Christmas Day. So when they leave Belly that and a number of guys I met by Wendell's mother, she was living in Plymouth, just where we call Rhino Village, near to the hospital. And the string band was across the road playing for the folks at the hospital. And she said, you know what I like was string, I like the prum, prum, and the prum, prum. I said, what? And that's where I got the idea, prum, 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 that's the sound of the uke. And that's where I got the idea from, for what I heard her say. And I went home and wrote the song and used it the next year.
So for 1983, it's strictly string band jamming down the town with this joyous festive song. Purum pum purum pum purum pum pum, purum pum purum pum purum pum pum.
Another part of that song, do you remember I say, we were depending on the electronic bands for the jump up. I was saying use the string band because they're not showing up on time. Because you said there's a place in the roundabout, they said jump up start 5 or 8, 9, the band not there. So I mentioned that in the song. I was very impressed, and Charles Cullen played a role here, because he has a book he put out with sort of old sayings and old proverbs and things. And I felt it's real great stuff, these sayings. And then again too, when I was at Wyndham Hotel in Jamaica as a guest, they have what they call a colloquial dictionary, a local dictionary with all these little phrases that give you the meanings, right in the book, in the hotel room. I said, what? This is a great idea. I had one in the dictionary, but I lent it to somebody to recall it. So I think that I should write about these sayings, because they're part of our culture. When old people talk, young people laugh and make mockery. But what they say, full of wisdom and true to
Rain up on a mountain and the sun still shining. The devil and the wife fighting. The devil and the wife fighting. Nighttime when cockroach fly and you hear kapoba. Rain go fall, rain go fall. Strange these things may sound, but it's them make the world go round.
I find, and I have some more that I've learned recently that I'd like to do another version. But to me, it was the highlight that these proverbs, or the old sayings, or so have a lot of meaning to them. And people used to believe them. Up to now, like they say, if you're going to courthouse, put stone in your shoes, people still believe in these things. when they, in the high day, when rain coming, they say, hey, you see some people still say the devil and the wife fighting. like if the sun shining and rain coming, all these little things sound so interesting. And it, to me, they were more demonstration and they were more colorful and meaningful to me than what we used to learn in school about Dan is the man in the van and cow jump over the moon, which was ridiculous. You could figure that if the sun is shining, bright sun, no cloudiness and rain coming, the devil and Eva probably fighting something strange is happening. But when you go tell me the cow jump over the moon, that's nonsense. So, so I think this is promoting our own culture. I think that's one of the purposes. Oh yeah, that was a story about a guy named Thornhill. He was a police, and in that time, though, you know, at that time, dancehall music became very popular, right? And he used to have a girlfriend. And when this group came out from Jamaica, that cast to a dancehall show in Sturge Park, his girlfriend went out with one of the guys after the show. And he's all around looking and pooping and trying to find it, to see what's happening. So that was written about, that's a true story. You know what I mean? Who is the man behind the scene?
When I realize I can't find you anywhere, you and your love man disappear. Who is the man checking you out? Who is the man coming in between? Who is the man they're talking about? Who is the man behind the scene? You do it, you do it, you do it, you do it. You do it, you do it, you do it, you do it.
Yeah, I was really talking about my brother Kenny. His prices were outrageous. He, you know, I mean, among others. And I say, you know, I'm gonna write a song. Your prices are too much. I the stationery center and say, tell him I'm gonna write a song about your prices on the others. So that was said the prices were really outrageous. Because at that time a lot of people started to travel, like to St. Martin and other places, and see prices were way down. You know, and I just felt that, you know, the greedy merchants. I sang that in Dominica too, the following year, when I came for showing up, Greedy and Underage. I was teaching at the Montserrat Secondary School, and the PS summoned all the male teachers to her office because there were complaints about the male teachers interfering with the girls in the school. I was not guilty, and a couple of my colleagues were not guilty, and there were some persons who were.
I'm on the edge, I'm not ready for love. I'm on the edge, give me lessons, I'm thinking now. I don't want the money you offering me. My parents taking good care of me. I'll ignore your advances. You know go spoil me career chances. I'm on the edge, I'm not ready for love.
It used to be rampant, you know, and it's still prevalent in some schools today. And these people, people say they will get caught someday, but people who have information on them should highlight it because it's wrong what they're doing. Body to Body it went on very well. I did it with a promoter from New York after Tiny Wine, my success with Tiny Wine. Everybody wanted to record it. And you know, I did that with a group from Trinidad, promoter from Trinidad based in New York.
That's how we moving. That's how we grooving. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee, baby, ooh-wee. I say ooh-wee, ooh-wee, baby, ooh-wee.
But no, not at all costs.
I'm now referred to some offshore banking enterprises that they had there, and when they were scrutinized by overseas auditors, it was deemed that of the 350 banks registered in Montserrat at the time, only 47 were considered legal. So the British government then decided that they'll bring lawyers in to work along with the local lawyers. Of course, the local lawyers rejected, much to the detriment of Montserrat. because that same group of lawyers moved to Tortola and our powerful financial center. So I think we missed the trick there.
The governor said, close them down. Great Britain endorsed, close them down. The FBI said, close them down. CIA said, close them down.
There was no transparency in terms of the distribution. The government of the day just gave it mainly to the supporters who in some cases they didn't lose any roof or so. They use it to gain political mileage and not really to serve the purpose of persons that need the galvanize.
Give me two and the galvanize, Mr. Minister. Give me two and the galvanize for me shelter. Them a take galvanize, build goat and sheep pen. Some men get 100 times 10. Where the galvanize? Where the galvanize gone? Where the galvanize? Where the galvanize gone?
The minister, who was one of the guilty ones, he bought about 30 copies of that song from me. And also, they were not different then, they were the overseas development something. Forget this about it, it was the equivalent to different. They bought about $1,000 worth of these cassettes from me, because this is evidence of the British funds not being dealt with in the right way. By selling cassettes from that one song, something like a black cassette, there were 5 million cassettes. I mean, I sold over 33,000 copies of that song, dollars worth of that song. And I used that money and bought that yellow car I had. They used to call it Banana Sports Car. So I said, well, times are different. In those days, we had a big population, 14,000, and you have a hit, 5 or 6,000 people might buy. Then you had a lot of people coming from England for Christmas, and they're carrying them back. So they were, it's very lucrative. I never used to worry about what I get for the competition, and I never used to collect the money. But the guy used to manage my thing. Used to say, here with that feel, I take pay everybody and what they forgive me. Because I was marketing myself. I had like a team of 5 people hired just to run off cassettes every day. And people on the road selling. $33,000 I made. I bought the car cash from that song, Galvanize, in the Montserrat situation.
Maestro rooftop wide open.